Okay, good. So, hello friends, good afternoon, and welcome to 3DS Max online training program at SaiCad Center, day 4. And today we are going to discuss about clothing and curtain systems. My name is Setu Nandania, and I am a Autodesk certified instructor. So, let me continue our session with the 3DS Max software. So, here we are in 3DS Max. This Max screen is visible to you. I have shared my Mac screen. Okay. So first of all, we have one question from one of our student that how to join two splines, right? So let me discuss that. For example, we have one spline over here, right? And one more spline we have. So these both are the separate spline. Now, if you want to join these two splines, so for that, select any one spline, right click on that and convert that spline into editable spline, right? So what will happen? This spline will divided in three divisions, right? Vertex, segments and edges. Now we want to weld this vertex with a vertex of this spline, but this spline is not selectable right now because we are entered in editable spline mode for this spline only. So first we need to merge this spline, this newer spline, second spline with our existing spline. So how to merge that? Just right click on the screen and here you will find attach. Click on attach and select your other spline body. So I want to attach this one. So now this is also going to convert into editable spline mode and both are at the same time in single object, right? So now put your both vertex as much close as you can. What's wrong with this? And select it. Okay, this selection box was disappeared. So select your vertex and put that vertex as close as you can, right? Because to weld that we have a minimum gap over there. Now select this both vertex and here you will find a weld option for the vertex. So fillet, chamfer we have, yes, here we have weld. So click on weld but increase this weld gap. Now we have welded corner over here. So this both segments or this both splines are now attached, right? So in this way you can attach a multiple curves. So I hope this thing is clear now, right? Now some other question. No, sir. Can we do this for any poly 3D object? Yes, you can. I have shown you this weld option in editable poly also, and over here in the editable spline also we have this option. So this is applicable for both. Sir, please tell how to give border. Which border you are talking about? Okay, that border in editable poly. Fine. Select your object, right click and convert that into editable poly. Right. So here we have third option, border. But border means that open edge. You must have open edge. Then and then you are able to select as a border. So for example, I am selecting polygon over here, this 4 polygon, and going to delete that. So this open edge we have is known as border, right? And you can select that with the help of border tool. See, these other edges you are not able to select with the border tool. So if you are on border mode, you must have a open loop like this, right? This is our open loop. So select that. See, now hold your shift key and do translation. We'll add new segments over there. So in this way, I have done a width of that wall at window position. It is clear? Okay, good. So you have to hold your shift key while your transformation to add new segments. Spline weld option again. Okay. So here we have a new spline and I want to connect this spline with this one, right? So this spline is already in editable spline mode, right? That we have done. Or if you haven't, then right click and convert that into editable spline, right? Then right click and click on attach, because first we need to attach our new spline with the existing one. So right click and go to the attach and select this. So the color of that spline will be same over here. And then reduce this gap of your vertex. So click on the vertex, select this vertex. Actually the selection, I need to deselect everything. Okay, again select it. Yes. So now place this corner or this vertex as close as you can. Then select both vertex and click on the weld, but make sure your weld gap is proper or bigger than this gap. Then and then it that both vertex will going to merge. So in this way you are able to merge your two vertices or two splines. That must be, see, I am doing over here for you. This is our object, right? And I'm selecting these two vertical edges. So click on the edges, this edge, press Ctrl and this edge, and I'm going to connect that. So we will get one horizontal edge over here. So go to the connect, and here we have, that is, you may doing something wrong over there. So clear it is. OLT 50. What's your name? Vitesh. Okay. So I hope it is clear now, Vitesh. See, do it like this. Whatever edges you are going to select, see, I am again showing you that both edges you should select from the same endpoint. See, one you are selecting from here and press Ctrl, and one you are selecting from this edge, then it may create some kind of trouble for you. Click on connect, and here if you change this gap, so it may come tilted for you. And sometimes what will happen, if your edges will be shorter and longer, then it will create problem for you. For example, just a minute, here is your problem, you may have this problem. See, so this spline we have. Yes, exactly. So your both edge must have a same length. If you have a different length, then it will connect by percentage. Actually, it is connecting by percentage. 50% position of this line to 50% position of this line. No, we have no solution for that. Sorry. But for that, we have one thing. See, for example, we have like this. Okay. So select that, right click, convert to editable poly, and here I am selecting this edge and this edge and going to connect it. It will always create from midpoint to midpoint, right? Then hit OK. Now go to the vertex and manipulate your vertices. Click on the vertices, select this one, check the coordinates, right? We want to focus on y coordinate, so it's a 7 feet 11 inches something, right? You can do copy this thing. Now select the other vertex and paste the position over here. So now these both are in same position in the y direction. So we have to change the vertices manually. Got it? Okay, good. Or one more thing is there, maybe you can use, press E for rotation, and try to rotate your edge to get the proper, but it will be just trial and error. You have to find a approximate solution for that. By vertices you will get the exact solution, right? But right, like this you will get the approximate solution. Any other questions? So it's a very good sign for me that you are practicing. Actually, this proves that you are doing something with the softwares. Any other question? Or we should continue our today's class? How about Loft tool? Okay, Loft is a multi-section solid. So whatever cross section you have, see, for that you need one curve as a path and multiple cross sections, right? I am creating a very simple path, for example one arc. So this is my path, and creating some cross sections with the circle, smaller circle, little bigger, a little more bigger, and one more mediator. Okay, so these are the cross sections we have. So now for the Loft tool, select your path, go to the geometry, and here in the compound objects, here you will find Loft, right? Click on Loft, and when you click on Loft, now you should click on the gate shape button. But before you click on the gate shape, convert your visual style to wireframe, right? And here we have copy and instant option and move option. So always put it on the instance, right? So it will be helpful for you. Now in the beginning position, starting position, that means over here we are going to add one shape. So click on gate shape, and I want to add this one. So it will be at the beginning position wherever you have this yellow cross, that will be your beginning position, right? So here we have yellow cross, so my this smaller circle is placed over here. Now this is 100% path, so at the 25%, so here I am providing value 25. So that yellow cross is now over here, see, at the 25% position, and I want to add a new cross section over there. So at this point I want to take this bigger circle. So see, at the beginning we have smaller circle, then at 25% gap we have this bigger circle. Now again at 50%, so here I am choosing value 50 on my path. So that yellow mark will be over here, it is visible. So this yellow mark is at 50% distance on our path. And I am choosing one more cross section, so click on gate shape, and I want to add this one. So at the beginning at 25%, at 50%, now at 75% I want to add this circle. So here let me go with the 75. So our yellow cross will be somewhere over here at 75% gap. See? And now we are going to select gate shape and this one. So this circle is added over here. Now just finish this command. Press escape. Go to the realistic and you will get your lofted geometry. right? It is clear now. What's your name? Yes, we can do it for any type of spline. Rahman. Okay. We can do it for any type of spline. Let me repeat it for you with a newer shape. What shape you want to take? Let me create one spline with smooth and bezier. Right, so we have created this type of curve. So we have star over here. So you can use these also. Right click or go to the geometry, go to the compound object, click on the loft, and here click on get shape and choose your initial size. So it will be placed on this. Now you have to find the beginning position. So turn it on the wireframe and find where you have your beginning. Yes, it is here. See, yellow cross we have. So this first shape is over here. Now the second shape, type a new value, let's say 25%. So that yellow cross may be on this side or that side. That we have to find. That's why I am not choosing the close loop. Or let we add first, so we will automatically get. So click on get shape and add the new cross section, and now see we have a 25% gap over here. So this is beginning, then up to this point we have this cross section, then we go further, let's say 75% or 50%. We want this shape, so click on get shape, this one, right? So in this way you can do that in the closed loop also and in the open loop also. Okay, Rohit. So let me begin our today's class. So now I'm going to start our today's class. Okay. So here first of all I will create one simple table. You can use any type of shapes for that, right? Tablecloth that already we discussed in the video lecture. So let me do same for here also. One circle and one we will take a chamfered circle, so that we'll find in the extended primitives. Chamfered cylinder, Now give some proper dimensions to your object. Let's say radius should be 6 inch and height should be 3 feet. And number of segments, we don't need much segment over here, and place it to the origin. Same for this plate, a radius should be 3 feet, height should be 2 inches, and fillet must be there around 0.75 inches, and the fillet segment, so we get a smooth curve over here, right? So increase that segments 3 or 4, and also add some cup segments, so our cloth should get some segments over there also, so it will be easier for the cloth. And at the end we have some side segments, so if you want a perfect circular table, then increase it up to 30, around 30, that's enough. Now take it to the origin again, and in this height, in the z direction, 3 feet. So here we have a table arrangement. Now to create cloth, first of all we have two options. See, one, you can use this plane. Go to the standard primitives, we have plane over here. So you can use this plane as a cloth, right? And W, okay. But here you have to increase this number of segments. So go to the modify and increase this segment up to 150, 150, right? So element over here of your cloth will be a rectangular or square element you have, right? So this actually will not create a perfect clothing effect because we have square element. That's why I am preferring the other option, that is 2D shapes. So we can use this 2D shape, and first you have to convert this 2D shape into Garmentmaker. So go to the modify and here find the Garmentmaker. So here we have a random triangular shape. This will create a perfect clothing effect for you, right? So these triangular element are much flexible than this square element, so that's why I'm preferring this one. You can use this square element in the curtain. It will be easier over there because we have everything, but for the bed sheets and for the table clothing and other types of clothes, use this Garmentmaker geometry, so it will be more flexible for you, right? So now to convert this thing into cloth, just select it, go to the modify and find cloth over here, CL cloth. So now this is become cloth. Similarly select this, go to the modifier and find cloth. So this also becomes a cloth. So in this way we can convert our geometry into cloth, right? So these are the two options. Now let me create one shape for this circle. I want a circular cloth, so that's why I'm creating a circle. Press W and put it in a center. Okay, and add some height above the table. So let me take 4 feet. So it's 1 feet above my table. And radius, if you want to decrease, 4 feet is enough, I think. Let me check. Yes, it is enough. So now select your circle, sketch, and first you have to convert it into garment maker. If you have plane, then it is not necessary to convert it into garment maker, right? And increase the number of segments, because if you have a bigger segments, then it will see this segment is not flexible. These joints are flexible. Okay, so this is a single segment and this segment is not able to bend, but from this joint, these edges, it is able to bend. So try to increase your density as per your geometry size, right? So it is not necessary to type same value whatever I am typing over here. Just focus on your screen how many segments you have and provide a value as per that. So I choose zero point 0.5 over here and this size is I think fine enough. If you want a little more denser, let me increase it. So slowly increase it, okay? And don't put directly a value over here that is 2, 3, 4, right? That depends on your geometry and size of the cloth, because these each and every element will create a load on our computer system, on our processor. That is why. So now we have enough density over here. Now turn off these edges so we can view our plate or our cloth easily. Now go to the cloth. So this object becomes a cloth. Select it, go to the object property in the cloth and specify this circle as a cloth. And also we have to add a collision object, because I have shown you that thing in our video. Actually, you are viewing this video before our lecture or not? Are you getting that YouTube video link for the foundation video? Okay, good. So here I am directly adding that collision object. So you know why we should add that object over here, right? So click on add and I'm adding this chamfer cylinder, add, and we will use this cylinder as a collision object. So click on this collision object and hit OK. Now deselect everything and again check it, because sometimes it may change to inactive again. See. So again convert it into collision object. This circle should be cloth. Hit OK. Check it again until you get your proper result, collision object and cloth. So now it is fine. Now click on the simulation, and if you want to increase your timeline, we have 100 frames over here and I think it is fine. 100 frames are fine enough. Just make sure you have a minimum gap at the between the table and your cloth. And now click on this simulation. So it will behave like a cloth falling on the table. No, you do not need to add any kind of pressure or anything. Just specify cloth as a cloth and table as a collision object. That's it, and simulate it. Okay, now you can play this thing. See, this is in our timeline. So if you play this thing, you will feel this effect in real time sequence, right? But if you want this shape permanently, this shape, right? So just select it and right click on it and convert that thing into editable poly. So now this becomes a object. Instead of cloth, now it becomes a object, right? So select this entire thing and create one group, name it, and take it away, right? Because we need that origin position for the other work. That's why always create a group after you finish your first object and then transfer that to the other position. Yes, we will repeat this thing with the next example, with the other examples, right? So now we are going to discuss about bed sheet, how to create bed sheet. So for that, let me create one simple bed first. From the box, I am creating it. So this is the box, and go to the modify. Length of the bed should be 7 feet. Width of the bed should be 6 feet, and height should be 1 feet 6 inches, right? And number of segments, let's say one, one, and one. It is fine enough. Now actually we want to add some border element over here. Let me create one floor first. So floor will be helpful also. Yes, you can change your colors, but that colors are not the thing that we want, right? Because whenever we are going to render this thing, we will apply materials. This colors is not our solution. So if it is uncomfortable to view it for you, then just select it, and beside this name you will get this color, and you can take any color. So these are just a color, so don't focus on that. This is our floor, and let me arrange everything properly. So this should be at origin, and the length and height should be quite big enough. Okay, and this box also should be at origin. And if you want to do some modification to create a bed, you can. So select this, right click, and convert this thing into editable poly. Actually just a minute. Okay, so go with the polygonal, select this, and we will do insert. of 1 inch. Okay. And extrusion of minus 1 inch. Okay. Select this polygon, not the entire one. Actually want that one only, like this. So in this way we have something over here, right? Let me create one other object with the chamfered box. Go to the modification. Height should be 6 feet 10 inches. Width should be 5 feet 10 inches. And height 6 inches. And fillet of 2 inch. Okay. Now take it to the origin again, and in the height 1 feet 5 inches, and it is fine. We have created a simple bed over here, right? Now let me create a bed sheet. So we have many options. You can use any one. In front of you I'm using one or two options, couple of options, right? So first of all we will create a rectangle. Place it to the origin, view it from the top, so you will get the exact idea, the length and width and everything. So go to the modification and this length, and this is width. Okay, now take this thing above and press E and rotate it like this. Take it above. Okay, now convert this thing into Garmentmaker. It is fine enough for me. So click on the Garmentmaker, turn on these edges so you can view your density, and with respect to this provide your values. And convert it into cloth. Now go to the object properties. See, white color. Okay, fine. It is fine now. Okay, so select it, go to the object property, convert this rectangle into cloth, and add some items over here. We need this box, this chamfered box, and this plane, all these things. Click on add, and all these objects are my collision object. and this rectangle is a cloth. Hit OK, deselect and check it again. See, this becomes again inactive. So collision and cloth. This is fine. This is also fine. This is also fine. Okay. Now click on the simulate. Cancel it. It is enough now. So here we have play, right? Right click and convert it into editable poly and take your timeline to the 0. Yes, it will take much load on your computer system, and then just when you will get the exact effect when actually you are going to apply the materials, right? Let me show you some of the materials effect, so you will get the exact idea that how actually this thing is. Fabric, leather, actually I am bad in material selection. Okay, so if you have any suggestion, then they all are acceptable. I think this is fine for the table clothing, or maybe this one. No, no. Let we assign anyone. Let we assign this one to this cloth. Now click on that. This is actually material. Let me assign something to this. So this is the render output after material, right? Applying material is in our next class. So that's I'm just showing you that how actually it will look like. So please don't ask any question regarding applying material now. Okay, let me try one more thing. For example, from the left view, we will create a line like this. Hmm. The vertices, we will select this vertices and let me add some fillet. Okay, extrude and segments. So extrude it around 13 or more, let's say 15 feet, and we will add segment over here 500. Mm, Only 100 segments is possible. Okay, no problem. I will use 100 segment. Select it, right click, convert to editable poly. Select this both, click on connect. Why we are not getting connects? Okay, so just leave it. And try to place this thing as a cloth. Actually we are not having that much segments over here like cloth, but let me try it. Okay, only the top surface is actually going to collide. So this is just an idea that I'm trying, but it's wrong. We should have found something else for this thing. Right, but you learn how to create the bed sheets. Right, now let me discuss about pillow. See, to create pillow, we will use box. So go to this standard, and here we will use box for the pillow creation. So just this much, right, round. Go to the modify, and length should be 1 feet 3 inches, width 2 feet 6 inches, and height should be minimum as you can. So we are taking 0.1 inches. Number of segments are also necessary because in the clothing, right, So first let me take this thing out so we can view it. Let me reduce this size again, 0.05 inches. Okay. Now turn on this edges and provide the length segment. Length is 1 feet 3 inches. So we will add around 100 first. Let we have a preview. 120. Okay, it's enough. So here 250, and let we add 2 or 3 segment in the height also. So it's a very dense object, right? And now we are going to convert this thing into cloth. So we are discussing about pillow creation. So select your dense object. Here we have, right? Actually it's a box. Okay, we are having some kind of width over here. So just select it, convert it into cloth. Then go to the object property, make this box as a cloth, and our collision object is chamfered box, that is our bed sheet. So this is chamfered box is collision object, and this box is cloth. Hit OK. Deselect everything. Just reduce this. Number of segments, so it won't take any load in our system. So select this thing again, go to the object property, make sure your box is cloth and chamfered box is collision object. Now to create pillow, we should apply some pressure over here. So again click on the box which is a cloth, and here you will get pressure. So provide some value over here. Let me take 22, right? And hit OK. So I hope you get the exact idea what we have done. I am repeating this thing. See, select your object, go to the object properties, right? And into this box, which is cloth, you have to provide some pressure. So pressure will create that object blowing like a balloon, right? Now hit OK and click on simulate. Click on simulate. This will take much time. That's actually based on trial and error. I generally try 18 to 25, um, but that's just a trial and error method. We do not have a proper unit and that type of thing over here. Okay, so just provide some value in the pressure. So if you want to create a balloon, the same method we have, right? For this I have used 22. So if you want to create balloon, if you want to create any tube or tire, so everything that we can blow with air, that you can create like this. This is a method not only for clothing, right? So this tool is not limited for the clothing purpose only. See, this is taking a much time. We are still on frame number 13. So let it simulate up to 40-45 so we can play it properly, because this is just a half second. Frame number 15 means half second. Okay, actually I'm having i5 processor with 250 GB SSD. My OS is in SSD drive, 16 GB RAM and 3 GB graphics card I have of Nvidia. But it's still a very low configuration for 3ds Max, my friend. Max actually need workstation. 3ds Max needs actually a very high configuration. 16 GB RAM is almost nothing for this software if you are working professionally with 3ds Max. For the practice purpose it is fine if you have 8 GB, 12 GB, right? And some for the minor project my computer system is fine, but this is not for the professional work. Actually I have Nvidia. That actually I don't know in detail about that thing. Just I have Nvidia graphics card. I think it may be 6000 and something. Actually I don't know that. Then RAM is there, which is DDR4 I think. And okay, let me cancel this thing and take a small play like this. Our pillow will create like this, see, within fraction of second like this. Okay, now just right click on this and convert that into editable poly. Or before we convert it into editable poly, let me take a copy. So press W, hold your shift key and take a copy. Okay, so this copy will again become our regular object, right? Now convert it into editable poly. Now for this object I will place that object like this on the overlapping position a little further and a little twisted like this. Okay, actually if you notice this thing, see, our pillow is actually above the bed. Right, so this is Once you convert that thing into editable poly, then just put it a little down like this. So that thing you have to check. Okay, that's a default error we have. So now let me again select this, convert to cloth, right? But let me check the name first. So go to this creation. Here we have box 3 and the name of this pillow is box 002. Okay. So now we are again going to simulate this box. So go to the cloth, object property, add object first, box number 2 which is our pillow, and chamfered box which is our bed sheet, and this both should be collision now, and this rectangle 3 box 3 is cloth and providing pressure of 25, collision, collision, cloth with pressure. Okay, now check it again, just deselect what had done. Object properties, collision, cloth with pressure, collision. Okay, click on the simulate. Why this thing happening? Just check for the another 2 frames, otherwise I'm going to cancel this thing. We'll create a newer one. Cancel it. Don't like this. Let's have a new box. So see over here, it will be a revision for you. So first I have created a box of size 1 feet 3 inches in length, of width we have 2 feet 6 inches, and height of 0.05 inches with these segments, right? And the name is box 3. Okay, press W to place it at proper position. Height should be 4 feet, and go to the top view, take this here, click on rotation, and we want to place it like this. And this is too high. Okay, now select it, go to the modifiers and convert it into cloth. Object properties, this box is a cloth. Go to the add, box number 2, chamfered box, and if you want to add, then you can use this rectangle also. That rectangle is actually our this chaddar we have. Box 3, collision, chamfered box, collision, rectangle also collision, and box 3 cloth with pressure 25. Hit OK, deselect. and select it again and check it once. Everything must be proper. Okay, now click on simulate. That you will get at the end, because I want that mismatch arrangement. That's why I'm rotating my new pillow. And actually I want to put this pillow on this pillow, that at the morning time whenever you look at your bed, one pillow is on the other pillow, right? So that type of misarrangement you have, so that I want to create over here. Actually it will bounce over here, see, when this pillow will strike on this pillow, so it will just bounce back due to like a real life situation you will face. See, you will get that effect over here again. Just a minute. See, it's just crashed. Our simulation automatically stops. So we should decrease the number of segment because it's taking a much load. So let me decrease it. And in the object property, remove this rectangle. Box 2 collision, cloth with pressure, chamfered box, collision, okay. And segment we have reduced. Hope it will give us a solution. Then next we have a curtain. So for the curtain we have that folded cloth, right? That we place on the door or on the windows, sliding windows. So that is our next task. See, it is bouncing back.
ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾವ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು 20 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ
Yes. Pressure not in each object, only on this object, because we convert this object actually in a editable poly. So now this object will behave as a object, nothing else. But actually we have pressure in this object, that's why it is bouncing and trying to settle down. Once we finish this thing, okay, so let me finish this. I think this is my proper solution. That's it. Now it will slide aside and just strike to the bottom. So let me cancel it. I don't want that. It is actually sliding on the side. So this is my play, like this, right? So actually I like this position. Say this one. Check your proper frames, frame by frame. Check it. So not this one, this one, this one. Okay, I like this one. So right click and convert it into editable poly, and that's it. And see, we have a much gap over here. So as I told you, just take a bit down so it will be properly placed on your object like this. Check it properly. Okay, and it's enough. So these are the our pillows. Now let me create our curtains. To create a curtains, we need a vertical cloth. See, our gravity direction will be always in negative z. Okay, so first we have to create a vertical rectangle. So I'm selecting this all thing, create a group and take it away. Done. Okay, so here type F for the front view. So this is our front orthographic view. And here I am creating one rectangle with dimensions. Length should be 14 feet, width should be 8 feet. Which one is width? This one is width, so that should be 14, and this should be 8. Okay, so this is our rectangle. Place it to the origin because we do our all task from the origin. Okay, now again go to the isometric view. So we have a vertical rectangle over here, right? So you should have vertical rectangle. Then we need one cylinder. So here I am creating one cylinder like this. Check the segments. We want some segments, not all. So the radius 6 inches, height we have 15 feet, and segments 10 is enough. Add some height segments. Height segments should be 10. It is fine. Okay. Now press E for rotation and rotate it like this 90 degree. So in the Y direction we want 90 degree minus 90, and now place it on the top of your cloth. First let we take to the 0, then in the Z 4 feet 6 inches, so it may be on the top. Actually it is exactly on the top, so let me take a little away, 4 feet 7 inches. Okay, 8 inches, 4 feet, 8 inches. Now it is fine. And just take it in this direction. We have 7 feet 6 inches. Okay, so in this way you have to arrange like this. Okay, this rectangle and this cylinder. It is clear how to arrange this thing. Now select your rectangle, convert it into Garmentmaker, and provide some density. 0.45. Okay, this is fine. And then convert that into cloth. So cloth. Okay, so done up to this point, right? We create one cloth and also create a cylinder. Now we have to set one animation over here. See, one animation. But before we set animation, let me provide everything over here for the cloth. So select your cloth, go to the object property and convert that rectangle into cloth. Okay, and actually it is going to fall down, so we need to attach this top point with the cylinder, right? So go to the front view and here just enlarge this cloth and click on the group. So this all the vertex will highlight in front of you. So I am selecting some of the vertex over here at some intervals like this. Okay, not all, just selecting some of them. So in this way select randomly some points and then make a group. Click on the make a group 1. Okay, now this group 1 is unassigned. See, on the bottom you will get this notice that group 1 is unassigned in the bracket. So now click on this group and click on node button, node, and now select this cylinder. So these vertices, these points are now connect with this cylinder. See, group 1 node to cylinder. Okay, so what will happen? This point will now we stick with this cylinder, and this cylinder is not going to fall down, right? So this cloth will also not going to fall down. Click on the cloth and select everything, turn off these edges. Okay, now actually nothing is going to done over here because nothing is animated. So here you have to click on auto key first. Click on the auto key and now take some frames over here. Let me take around 10 frames or 15 frames and select this cylinder. Press R for scaling and scale it in horizontal X direction only up to 50%. Okay, so I just scale down this cylinder and turn off this auto key. So we set one animation for this cylinder. Now click on this cloth, go to the object property, check this cloth is rectangle cloth. Okay, and click on the simulate. Actually our animation was too fast, that is why, and this cloth is bouncing like this, right? So we need to provide some time to settle down properly at the bottom. Okay, so this is our curtain, and actually if you play this thing, see, it's too high, our acceleration is too high, and that is why. Let me do Control Z. Okay, now again I am repeating this thing. So here we have create one cloth, and in the cloth groups we have one group, so I am going to delete this group. Okay, now we have no groups over here. So first create your cloth, then go to the groups and select a random points from here like this. So these are the nodes that we have selected. Click on the group. Oh shit, just delete this cloth, convert it into cloth again, and groups. Okay, now we have nothing. So here I am selecting these nodes. Click on make a group, name it or just leave it, click OK, and select this group and node it with cylinder. So now this all the points are attached with this cylinder. Okay, see here, node to cylinder, in the bracket there will be written. Again click on cloth and convert this rectangle into cloth and OK. Now that's it, for the cloth we have done everything. Now we have to set one animation for the cylinder. So to animate that cylinder, first take your timeline to 0 and make sure the pivot point of your cylinder is on one side. Okay, that is very important, otherwise you will get from both sides if it is in center. Type R for scale. Now turn on this auto key to the animate. To capture this animation, turn on this auto key. Then take your timeline to next frame. Let have 60 because it is a very large acceleration in our last time. Okay, and just scale it down up to particular point. Then turn off this auto key. So this is a tiny animation for your cylinder. Okay, this animation is only for your cylinder, but actually we attach these nodes with this cylinder, so that node is also going to follow this cylinder when we simulate that thing as a cloth. Okay, so now select this and click on the simulate and see, and this time we have a very small acceleration. So actually our cloth is behaving like that we are opening a cloth or curtain. Last time we have that bounce from the bottom. So this type of curtain will give you a organic feel compared to that you create a splines and just extrude it. It will not give you that much feel in your curtain, but this type of organic arrangement, if there are many objects, then how to node to particular object, as I told you initially. Okay, always prevent your origin point empty. Put your all object at some distance from your origin point, because whatever things we are going to create will be at origin point. Just create it over here, then convert it into editable poly, and now take it anywhere, wherever you want. Just create it and now place it. For example, this is my hospital room and this is my curtain, like this. That's it. So these are the for your room interior, or you can place it on the sliding window, right, on the glass, and many places are there. And once you apply some material, this type of curtain will give you a better effect than I have given in the assignment. See, here I am going to open our today's assignment. See, today we have this type of arrangement. So if you look at over here, so these are the curtains. See, a very small curves are there, like this we have. So just create curtain first and then take it over here and place it. That's it. See, we have a bed sheet over here, some pillows, so many pillows we have on each other. So this thing you have to create in your today's task. Okay. So I think you all get something new about this software today. Is there any question? It's just a cylindrical bed. Don't worry about these depths and all, these scratches and everything. That's a material effect, my friend. This is just a cylindrical bed, nothing else. You create your rectangular bed. See, this assignment is for a example. It is not necessary to create exactly like this. You have to create something like this, not exact like this. Okay. So this example is just this assignment is just an example how to set curtains on curves. I taught you that bend command. Once you create, right, then take your pivot point to the center, go to the hierarchy and put your pivot point somewhere here, then turn off this thing. After checking everything is fine, turn off. And now go to the modify, click on the bend. What is this? It's a different thing, I think. Not this one. Which one is that? Or bend tool? Taper we have, twist we have. Okay, due to this thing, everything is gone. Okay, no problem. But with the help of that bend tool, you can bend it. Okay, and I will show you an example of that bending that things. Okay, but you have to find it yourself also. Yes, you can. Okay, so just try to find some solutions yourself. There are many ways. Yes, you can use sweep tool. We will discuss in next class. Now actually I have another batch, so it's almost 3 p.m. now, so we will discuss that in our next class. Okay, so just try to create yourself everything, not exactly like this, but something like this. Whatever in your mind, just create it. Okay, and see you at our next class. Bye. Thank you.